Hold on to your seats, because in the next few minutes we're diving into copper legends hiding in plain sight. Pocket change that has shocked the coin world. Pennies struck during post-war America that today can sell for the price of a new car, and in rare cases, a house. These are not just old cents. They're historical artifacts, error-filled survivors, and collector obsessions. If you think wheat pennies are common, you're about to rethink everything you know, starting right now. 1952 Wheat Penny 1-cent coin. The 1952 wheat penny enters the story during a moment when America was rebuilding its identity after World War II, deep into the Korean War era and rapidly transitioning into modern industry. Copper was still king, minting technology had improved, and the Lincoln wheat cent was approaching the end of its long and iconic run. On the surface, the 1952 wheat penny appears ordinary, but beneath that brown or red surface lies a surprisingly complex and collector-driven landscape. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right, with a firm, dignified gaze that reflects the nation's post-war resolve. By 1952, the dies were sharper than many earlier wartime strikes, resulting in clearer beard detail, stronger cheek contours, and more consistent lettering. The date sits cleanly to the right, with liberty to the left, and I in God we trust arcing above, often boldly struck on early die states. The reverse retains the familiar wheat ears framing 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum centered above. On high-grade examples, the wheat lines are crisp, with full separation in the kernels and strong inner stock detail. This reverse design, discontinued just 6 years later, represents the final chapter of America's longest-running circulating coin design. Mint production occurred at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Combined mintages were massive by earlier standards, with well over 1 billion coins struck across all mints, making circulated examples extremely common. However, rarity in numismatics is not about how many were made, but how many survived in specific conditions, with specific errors, or in exceptional color and strike quality. Philadelphia issues were struck in the hundreds of millions, most entering immediate circulation. Fully red, uncirculated examples are scarce today, as copper oxidation quickly transformed bright red surfaces into red-brown or brown tones. A blazing red 1952 Philadelphia wheat penny graded MS67 or higher can command several $1,000s at auction, driven by registry competition and condition rarity. Denver mint coins are known for inconsistent strikes. Weak details in Lincoln's hair and beard are common, making sharply struck examples highly desirable. High-grade 1952 D cents with full detail and strong wheat lines are far rarer than their mintage numbers suggest. Values increase exponentially above MS65, with elite examples bringing 4-figure prices. San Francisco issues, produced in lower numbers relative to Denver, often show softer strikes and duller luster. However, well-preserved red examples are extremely elusive. Collectors pursuing full red sets of San Francisco wheat pennies from the early 1950s face steep premiums, with top-tier coins selling for thousands. The true excitement of the 1952 wheat penny lies in its error varieties. One of the most valuable and sought-after errors is the 1952 double die obverse. Though not as dramatic as the legendary 1955 double die, genuine examples display noticeable doubling in the date and lettering, especially on I in God We Trust. These coins are rare, frequently misattributed, and heavily counterfeited, but authenticated pieces can sell for tens of thousands of dollars depending on grade. Another standout is the 1952 off-metal error, struck on bronze planchets intended for foreign coinage or experimental alloy tests. These coins weigh differently, sound different when dropped, and exhibit unique coloration. Certified off-metal 1952 cents are exceptionally rare and have realized auction prices exceeding $25,000. Repunched mint marks are also a major collector focus. The 1952 DRPM varieties show clear secondary impressions beneath or beside the primary D mint mark. While minor RPMs are affordable, dramatic examples in uncirculated condition can reach into the high hundreds or low thousands. Market value for the average circulated 1952 wheat penny remains modest, often just a few cents to $1 depending on condition. But the moment you introduce mint state, full red color, rare dye varieties, or mint errors, the coin transforms from spare change into a serious investment-grade collectible. Collector interest in the 1952 Wheat Penny remains strong due to its position near the end of the Wheat series, its diverse error catalog, and the challenge of finding premium examples. Registry set builders, error collectors, and Lincoln cent specialists all compete aggressively for the best surviving coins, ensuring sustained demand and rising prices at the top end of the market. 1953 Wheat Penny 1 cent coin. The 1953 Wheat Penny represents the final full year before America's coinage entered a new visual era. Just 5 years later, the wheat reverse would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, making 1953 one of the last opportunities to own a circulating artifact of early 20th century American coin artistry. This cent carries the quiet weight of transition, minted at a time when television was entering homes, suburbs were expanding, and the modern American economy was taking shape. Lincoln's portrait on the obverse shows refined detail when well struck, with strong jawline definition, a pronounced bow tie, and crisp separation in the coat lines. Many 1953 cents exhibit slightly improved strike quality over earlier years, especially from the Philadelphia Mint, where die preparation had become more consistent. The reverse wheat ears on 1953 cents are often bold, with clear inner grain detail on higher-grade coins. Full strike examples show strong vertical lines in the stocks and squared lettering in 1 cent, attributes that sharply distinguish premium pieces from average survivors. Mintages again were enormous, with Philadelphia and Denver producing hundreds of millions of coins, and San Francisco contributing a smaller but still substantial output. Despite these numbers, gem-quality survivors are surprisingly scarce, particularly with full, original red color. Philadelphia 1953 Wheat Pennies in circulated condition are ubiquitous, but uncirculated examples drop off sharply above MS66. A true gem MS67 red example is a major condition rarity, with auction prices regularly reaching several $1,000s. Denver issues are notorious for strike weakness, particularly in Lincoln's hair above the ear and the central wheat lines on the reverse. A sharply struck 1953 D with blazing red surfaces is a trophy coin among wheat penny specialists. Values escalate quickly once full strike and color are present, often surpassing $5,000 at the highest certified levels. San Francisco 1953 cents present a unique challenge. While mintages were lower than Denver, many coins suffered from poor planchet quality and muted luster. Fully red examples with strong strikes are among the toughest early 1950s wheat pennies to locate. Elite examples can rival or exceed Philadelphia coins in value, especially when paired with exceptional eye appeal. The 1953 Wheat Penny is legendary for its error varieties, some of which rank among the most dramatic in the entire Lincoln cent series. At the top of the list is the 1953 double die obverse. Unlike minor hub doubling, this variety shows strong, unmistakable doubling in the date, liberty, and I in God we trust. Authenticated examples are rare and fiercely contested at auction, with high-grade pieces selling well into 5 figures. Another top-tier rarity is the 1953 wrong planchet error, including cents struck on steel or foreign bronze blanks. These coins often escaped detection during quality control and entered circulation briefly before being pulled by collectors. Certified examples are museum-worthy and can bring $20,000 to $40,000 depending on condition and metal composition. Die break and cut errors are also prominent in this year. Large retained cuds affecting Lincoln's portrait or the wheat ears create dramatic, one-of-a-kind appearances. Collectors prize these errors for their visual impact, with prices ranging from several $100s to over $10,000 for major examples. Repunched mint marks on 1953 D and 1953 S cents add another layer of variety collecting. Some RPMs are subtle, while others show bold, overlapping impressions that are easily visible without magnification. High-grade RPM examples enjoy steady demand and strong price appreciation. In terms of market value, the typical circulated 1953 Wheat Penny remains affordable, often trading for modest premiums. But as with 1952, the gap between common and exceptional is enormous. Color, strike, and originality are the defining factors that separate a 10-cent coin from a four-figure or even five-figure collectible. Collector interest in the 1953 Wheat Penny is exceptionally strong because it represents the twilight of the Wheat series while offering some of the most exciting era varieties of the 1950s. It appeals simultaneously to history-focused collectors, era specialists, and investors seeking coins with proven auction performance and limited top population availability. Together, the 1952 and 1953 Wheat Pennies prove a powerful truth in numismatics. Even in years of massive production, rarity hides in details, in condition, in errors, and in survival. These cents are not just remnants of the past, they are living markets, and for the informed collector, they remain one of the most exciting corners of American coinage to explore.